Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube, go to TNT. Hello and welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. Sometimes featuring wrestling, but more likely to feature
Sonic
Sean Paul,
discussions.
Sonic,
Avril Lavigne.
and this week, Sam.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Ross is away. Ross is on holiday, so I'm having to sub in because Adam Pacitti is also on holiday.
Adam's gone to Turkey.
Yeah.
Woo.
He was supposed to go to Tunisia, and then they were like, "Nah, mate, sorry, we can't do it."
He got the flags mixed up.
They, yeah, pretty much.
That's it, where you type in T and it comes up, the first thing, what you're looking.
Banter.
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm not in Turkey. I'm not on the holiday. I'm here. I'm happy to be here.
On that grind.
On the grind, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think everyone's grinding the minute, relationship-wise. I mean, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins getting together publicly for some reason. My bae, Ilya Dragunov, making his debut on NXT UK. Dramatically, but we'll get to that later on. And Ross and whoever, won't name him.
Oh my god.
It seems really bad now because I'd planned this and I expected Ross to be here. So now it's like a get for bringing it up. But
Wow.
Fair
good
play
for
to
you,
him.
pal. We're happy for
Fair
you.
play. Well done, mate. Good stuff.
I'm sure Ross listening to this going, oh,
Yeah, I know. No,
Yeah. He's probably going to come in next
we
week.
mean well.
Powerbomb you through a table.
He doesn't.
He
but please
powerbombed
won't.
a kid in school and nearly killed him. So
Yeah, in primary
I
school.
didn't know about that.
He
I'm
told
sorry.
his story.
Edit that out then.
No, it's fine. I think the kid survived. Don't know if he was
I
ever
think,
the same.
yeah.
Breathe through a tube.
Yeah, he's all right.
Never play the violin again. But you can't do that here next week because, of course, we will be in Las Vegas.
Fabulous Las Vegas. Yeah.
Starcast 2 Electric. Yep, it's going to be good. You're going to be
Should
a
go for
veteran of Starcast. You'll be at both.
Grizzled vet,
You're
yes.
one of the old boys.
Because
Yeah.
I am old, yes.
Cauliflower Alley Club.
Cauliflower ear club, yes. Yeah, so I'll be known...
No, it's Ali.
What?
Cauliflower Alley.
Yeah. No, I know it was a put like cauliflower
You haven't got
ear.
cauliflower ears.
Old people.
Oh, yeah.
Go with it,
Come
small
on.
Small child, go with it.
Hey,
And
go on.
The banter, this award-winning banter that you can experience yourself if you happen to be in that Las Vegas area for a little show called Double or Nothing.
Yes.
And also Starcast, as you said, 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
saying it. I don't know why you stopped saying it. It's good, you idiot. And we will be doing
So we have a show with me, Jack, and Ross, which is on the Friday. And then on the Sunday, we have the Cultaholic Podcast Live, which will be the usual lineup of Maffew, Jack, and Ross.
And what are you doing?
Yeah, and Ross will be on holiday and you won't be able to make it.
I'm going to be running around the floor with the microphone, I imagine, when it comes to any fan participation.
God, it's like an Inside the Rope show.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Cultaholic man! Woo!
I'll probably move to the first 2 or 3 and then just start underhand passing. And then if people start getting annoying, it'll be very much overhand passing.
What are you doing?
I'll be doing the Ron Funches and X-Pac getting high whilst watching wrestling.
Are you getting high and watching wrestling?
That is the name of this show. With high on endorphins.
420, blaze it.
We'll be doing stretches beforehand. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I believe it's legal over there, and if not, well, nice nannies. And then I'll be participating with the Russell Crap panel the morning after.
Oh, do you run it?
Because God hates me. The Ron Funches thing, I believe, starts at midnight on the Friday, and then Saturday morning,
Oh,
Russell Crap.
no.
I'll be wearing the shades. It's like Weekend at Bernie's. Like I love Russell Crap, me. It's great. Yeah. And there'll be various people there, not just ourselves.
Brian Zane.
Yep.
OSW.
OSW, Stephen Larson. It's all just a big...
Everybody's going to be
Do
there.
you remember when we all met up in Manchester and did that thing? It's like that, but we're gambling and strippers.
And times 1,000.
Yeah, and times
Yeah.
1,000, yeah.
Yeah.
No UK
I'm well
taker,
excited.
though.
I'm excited
Yeah,
for this.
so we won't all be here next week. Mr. Tom Campbell will be taking people's places.
Yep.
He's great. If you don't listen to Tom and our American writer Justin Henry's podcast, give it a listen because it's very good.
Classic
Justin's a
Raw
very
review.
knowledgeable
Yep.
boy, and Tom's just the most chipper man in existence.
And they just have guests galore.
Yeah.
Just bang them in. Just yeah.
So if you do listen to that, you are familiar with Tom. He will be here next week doing bits and pieces, filling in, bit of news and that.
Lovely, man.
Lovely man. I'm sad I'm not going to be here
Yeah,
for it.
don't worry. Some guys will just let him in the studio. We give him permission, and he's great. We love him. So, but lots of news to get to. Let's can here. AEW and TNT announced TV deal. The 90s are back. Wrestling's coming home. Everybody who wrote this. Stay calm. Lots of people are excited, including Matt Riddle on Twitter.
Yes, do you not see this?
No. What did he do now?
He did a tweet that was like...
Is he getting high whilst wrestling?
No, he's like, really excited to hear about the news. Great to have competition. It'll help us all. And I just thought that's not what Vince McMahon wants to hear you say, man. Yeah.
I mean, he is right, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, so AEW finally have the long-awaited TV deal announced. It'll be on
Yes.
TNT, which means that if you're in the UK, you will have to wait until Cartoon Network finishes.
9 o'clock
before
it would
gets
switch
on.
over.
Yes, that's
It's
right.
about 4 seconds of static. and then the little black bar, and it would come up.
Oh, great
It would go
times.
straight into the Nitro intro as well.
Amazing.
Occasionally, you'd catch like an advert, the back end of an advert for an old episode of Star Trek or something.
What was the last show before on Cartoon Network? Before
It was often
wrestling?
cartoons, so it'd be
Oh, yeah.
the very early run of Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls, all the series that came through together. Occasionally, Johnny Quest.
Was cartoon the same as what a cartoon?
So I think it was a similar sort of. Well, Cartoons was like a drive.
I
from
remember
Network where I
Cartoons.
think they wanted newer things, and all of these things came through at the same time. So you had Johnny Bravo,
Dexter's Lab.
all
Powerpuff
the Jenny
Girls,
Tops.
Cow and Chicken. I think came through Cartoons as well.
Go Chicken!
You had like it was sort of like a
the chicken.
like was it like the new talent incentive?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Basically, yeah, like that.
So yeah, but there were no Braden Walkers in that. That's a murderer's row there. God. Sorry, I got my moods. Anyway, that was a reference for old people.
Cartoon
Yes.
Grew up with
Network's
the little
not
boxes.
for old-
Oh,
my God,
yeah.
it is.
So the
Right.
TNT cable /
Yeah.
Cartoon Network thing is. Do you remember Nickelodeon had that thing? I forget what came off after Nickelodeon.
It was most
but they had
channels
the
because
cows
there
down
was
to
only
bed thing.
there was only so many channels on on the satellite boxes, so
Yeah.
they'd all switch. All the kids channels at least would switch over at 9. But yeah, they had the weird cows going to bed.
Yeah.
But then there was
Don't
more,
be
wasn't there?
sad.
There was like more that they did over time where it would just be various different things that would happen.
Right.
Like it would change daily.
What do you think of AEW?
Oh,
So
right,
Cartoon
wrestling. Yeah,
Network.
Jesus. Well, I'm hyped.
Yeah.
Why is that, Maffew? Well, because Geordie Nev's going to be there.
Ah.
His
And on
official,
ITV.
his official capacity. There's managers, there's commentators, but they've correctly labelled one Pac as bastard.
Have they?
Nice.
As in it's his title.
Yeah. So you shake his hand, he goes, "Oh, Pac, bastard."
There's like Earl Hebner's involved. Bryce Remsburg's involved.
Earl Hebner's involved in the T-shirt side of things.
Sam's
Yeah,
done
well,
that.
Can you come up with all the jokes
I'd
out?
already got all those jokes out. I'd heard a lot about. It was a recent Pritchard podcast
Daenerys.
where it was brought up, the Hebner situation, and apparently it started off as they have a printing business, the Hebner brothers. They occasionally did stuff for people in the back, where it was like they would run like WWE branded like sweatshirts and polo tops and things, and that would be often what you'd see people wearing back in the day before they were producing that like on a mass level. And then it was just sort of leftover stock. It was never selling like hooky John Cena merch as the stories have grown to. Apparently, it was just they were selling branded stock through their store without asking first, and that was the issue. That's where it all stemmed from.
Oh,
But
I didn't know that.
there's something funny about the idea of them
Right.
stood outside a live event, just the back of a Galaxy, a Ford Galaxy, open, just a big IKEA bag full of
Right.
John Cena shirts, printed at an angle.
WWE sells it for 20. Dave will do it for 19. Earl will do it for 18. Just keep on going down the street.
They've got Earl. They've got Bryce. Have you heard
Oh,
the
the
old?
Bryce.
Have you heard that? Right. So basically, people be trolling again, right? So me and Sam did a
People be
news
trolling.
piece this morning at the time of recording, where we were just talking about the old Elite Wrestling deal. We were talking about how Cody's talking about it's not going to be as scripted. It's going to feel more loose and real. The Bucks then teased like a big mystery sign-in that's not been announced yet, who'll debut at Double or Nothing. And then the guy who writes the music or writes the theme tunes has said, "Oh, that's interesting. My theme tune that I wrote for this super secret dude is going to be on TNT Weekly. That's pretty cool." And then I clicked on his Twitter by chance, and then he used to be in a band called, what was it again?
Can't remember, mate.
The
You know what
s-
my memory's like.
Is it Tenants who are playing tonight?
It's not the Tenants, but check them out.
what I
Oh,
said.
this
Last
has already
night.
gone out
Last
last night.
night.
Why didn't you see the Tenants last night?
Yeah.
And Tenements. And
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Tenants.
And then someone on Twitter was like,
Tenants is the beer they
Yeah,
drink.
I know.
someone on Twitter was like, "Have you seen this picture from today?"
Sorry,
And it was a guy at a CM Punk meet and greet, and he's wearing the hoodie of the band that the dude was in, and it's just like, and it's not a big band, it's not like the Beatles or something, but like I just can't deal with this because everyone's all like, yeah, everyone thinks Punk's coming back and stuff, but if he did come back, I'd be so excited. I'd be so excited, and I'd be there as well.
Yeah,
Anyway, it's okay.
it would be nice.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
I guess, would it?
Oh no, I'd absolutely love it. I'd lose my mind.
Because Twitter's already getting full of people who are very happy and people who are very miserable. And it's great just watching both
Yeah.
sides gun at it, watching from a distance. If CM Punk, oh, that's it. Might as well just take the week off.
I'd love it. I'd be firmly team. This is a good thing. rather than, oh, he's 40 and he's not. Shut up.
I'd need 2 phones to see all the memes and things that are going to come out of it. Oh, it's going to be great.
CM Punk, OMG, WTF, thought he was dead.
Hey. Rumours of frustration with Vince McMahon backstage from the writing team and even Triple H. This was from a caller to Wade Keller's show, who says he's friends with 3 WWE writers. But Sean Ross Sapp, name dropping all the names, has said it sounds legit.
Yeah, because it seemed a bit, at first it seemed a bit, how legit is this? But both Sean Ross Sapp and I think I've put on there as well, Meltzer, seem to like confirm that it's a real source. It's a real dude, like who is actually in with the writers.
MC Hammer, and he said it was too legit to quit. Meltzer also implied it was true and also said Levesque picks his spots to talk with Vince, but never does it in front of anyone. Stephanie has nothing to do with creative. Shane does pitch ideas for himself, but they rarely case.
I love that. Shane pitches ideas for himself. Dad, how about I beat, Roman Reigns on pay-per-view? And he's like, shut up. And they do the DX skit.
Hey, Dad.
I'm dancing, Dad. Stop.
I've got a great idea, Dad. We got the crew from Jackass, right? We get Umaga. WWE's 3rd Saudi Arabia network special will be called Super Showdown, like the one I did in Australia last year. And will feature Goldberg versus The Undertaker.
Don't you dare say anything negative about this match.
Did you
It's
book
going to
this?
kill my inner child. Yes, I booked this. I told you. I said way back I was going to make sure I'm there as an agent and that this match would happen. Look what I did.
This is
Look
like
what I
Sam's-
infiltrated that company like a faceless man, and I did it.
This is like
Did
Sam's
it.
dream match.
It is. It's like my inner child is currently dying. This is going to be an awful match.
It might not. It might last a few
let's-
seconds.
I want it to go 60-minute time limit draw. 60-minute time limit draw. And most of the main roster runs in to try and interrupt, but they keep getting beaten down. Brock Lesnar
Freddie
comes
versus
out at the
Jason,
end,
yeah.
and Undertaker just has his life.
People try to interfere and say,
And they just
democracy
pretend.
now,
Then they
democracy now, and
then
just
they
get taken out.
They pretend that Brock Lesnar's had this massive streak in Saudi Arabia, and Undertaker was the one to beat that. And then it's like a reversal of the streaks, and Undertaker sort of got his back by beating Brock Lesnar in Saudi Arabia, because Brock Lesnar is currently 20-0 in Saudi Arabia.
I'm less excited, I must say. I think it's a bit. Oh, it's Goldberg versus Taker.
Who pooed in your cornflakes this morning?
As Tyler Breeze said on Twitter, it's 2019. he just tweeted, it's 2019. And it was like a little while.
And
after
these
the
men are
announcement.
still alive.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and they can still.
Undertaker isn't.
They can still. Well, Undertaker's still alive in the sense that he hasn't disappeared off into the demon realm or wherever he's from.
He went to the Demon Realm, but went to the Demon Realm ATM, saw the numbers, came back.
Oh, yes.
Apparently Undertaker is in need of money, which is why he cancelled on the well-meaning Kenny McIntyre.
Yeah.
Right.
So I
still-
hope Goldberg kills him.
He still did the thing. He still took pictures and that.
Oh, he put all the effort in.
He did.
I mean, I think it's going to be,
He didn't even
it's-
smile for Jen. All the rest of us smile for Jen. Jen, like, she helps
know
out on
Jen.
Kenny's tour and stuff. And, like, whenever she gets a picture with the wrestlers, even though they've been miserable with everyone else, with Jen, they're like,
Yeah.
Undertaker didn't give a crap.
She's like, "Hey, Undertaker," and he's like,
Undertaker, me.
default fighter pose.
I got a message from her the other day in the most
Oh, yeah.
Scottish. I think she was drunk. It was in Scottish and emojis. So she put like Mark versus Bill, Yaldi. And I was like, I don't know what Yaldi means. I think it means like hooray. But she's very
That's
excited.
Saudi Arabian for someone got a time machine. Also announced Triple H versus Randy Orton. Oh God. And a 50-man battle royal.
This is
Not
what-
a staggered rumble, ladies and
This
gentlemen.
is-
50-man battle royal.
I love this. How is that ring going to support the
I
weight
know.
of 50 bloody men?
I don't know.
50 men.
Do you think
Like-
they'll have 2 rings?
No, it'll have to be one ring because 2 rings. There's no way they're going to set up a pay-per-view like that. I can't see a show in like
In
a
a
stadium that
stadium,
size
yeah.
having 2 rings.
No. It worked for
it's-
NXT, but not.
Even then, it's annoying as hell.
How are they going to... Why?
Like-
Also, Triple H versus Randy Orton.
Maybe they do the reverse battle royal from TNA.
Yes, very good. But what...
But no, the 50-man battle royal is going to be great because they're going to, on commentary, you're going to be able to see anything.
Yeah.
It's going to be a giant crowd. So they're going to say,
So
all
who's-
the greats are in there.
who's
All the
coming-
Warriors in there. Yokozuna's in
Who's
there.
coming back for it? We'll have Brett. We'll have Lawler. Who else we're going to have? All the people that are
Whatever you
still
want.
sort of
Price
around.
is right. Andre the Giant's going to be there. You
You'd be able
can't
to-
see.
you'd
Oh,
be
he
able
just
to
got
see him.
eliminated off camera.
Edge just
CGI him in
standing
later on.
there. Edge just standing there, steps over the rope and just climbs down. Yeah.
The videos are looking at Andre the Giant.png immediately afterwards. Oh, there he went.
I'm concerned for this show, but I'm massively looking forward to it.
Yeah, we've had to get rid of all of our ethics, at least, because anyone cancelled their resubscription.
We'll probably do a charity stream again.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's right. That's how we got around it.
Yeah, when is it? I think it's the week after NXT 25, TakeOver 25. So, a few weeks' time.
Yeah.
Soon. I can't wait.
Right. Becky and Rollins are totally getting on, and everyone's very excited about it.
Getting it on.
Getting it
like
on.
Marvin Gaye,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it on. Lars Sullivan fined $100,000.
100K. Yeah.
Despite the fact I don't think he's made that much in WWE, so he'll technically be working for free. So he'll be used to that as he's just come from NXT.
He's zing-a-ling.
I think everything's all right there. I mean, that's why some of them are doing streams for money.
Oh, God. Apparently he's been apologising to people backstage and stuff, but it's a bit late, isn't it? I guess. But
We'll talk about it. Someone's talking with it. I'm sure you guys was like, I mean, it's a shame you do things in your youth that you regret. And then someone said, yeah, he was in his mid-20s when he said all that. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oof.
It was on the podcast.
Cool.
Yeah.
Which you can watch every week.
Cultaholic.com.
Cultaholic.com.
Check us out.
See, because the does that. You watch NXT and it comes up an advert for the network. You're like, well, how else can you watch this show? Any other news?
Not. That's quite a big news week, that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Not that I can really think
Because there's
of.
so much. I'm trying to because it's just been AEW, this, that.
No, not that I can think of, really.
They did house shows.
Oh, yeah.
In the UK this week.
Yeah.
I'm obviously getting Raw SmackDown in a minute, but we did miss out on Volta versus R-Truth.
Wait,
show.
I thought it was Walter versus Pete Dunne in Newcastle.
Yeah, but we weren't there. But this happened at another show, and people told me that happened. They didn't tell me if the title changed hands. So I don't want to give away any spoilers, but R-Truth might be NXT UK champion.
I'd love that.
Anyway.
What's up, Plymouth? Oh, yes.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
Now, Sam, for everyone's favourite segment of the Cultaholic podcast, the Hall of Fame.
Hell yeah, brother.
Obviously, wrestling fueled, as always. And results from last week in descending order. In third place, and I'm very glad about this, football.
I mean, what he's doing.
Just
19%.
I just
The
went for
concept of football.
It was a big
when we
week.
absolutely put 100% effort into this podcast, someone comes up with something like the concept of breathing.
No, it was a big week for football. It was Liverpool's big comeback. It was Tottenham's big comeback. I just put football in.
But that's not how football works. We don't like football. We want our team to win.
Yeah.
So you came third place. And I hope you've learned your lesson. Second place, Kung Fu Matt Hardy, which is complete drivel because that was amazing. That was, if you didn't watch last week or the SmackDown beforehand, and don't blame you, Lars Sullivan appeared and Matt Hardy went, look, it's him.
He did a bit of George Miz.
Like the Undertaker photo op.
Yes.
And 29%. But of course, can you believe it? Yes, of course you can. In first place, Ross's Rusev tweet t-shirt.
With 52%.
This is like Ross's clothes have to stop going in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Gotta
man.
stop.
He's got black jeans in there.
I know, twice, didn't
Yeah.
he?
In case he spills something on the first set.
More power to him, you know. I reckon.
It's too much power, mate.
Yeah, but
Too much power.
He's like the puppet master of our fan base sometimes, honestly.
I know.
I heard you say that word. But it's going to get the point where we can clone Ross from all the things that are in the Hall of Fame. That's when we need to stop.
Right.
When Ross's skin and
You've
hair
already
follicles
got
are in.
his pants. They didn't say that they were clean. There might be skin cells in there, so we can probably clone them already.
Right. I've seen Jurassic Park. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So
No one questioned whether we should.
Imagine coming in to
Imagine
15
two
Rosses.
Oh, 15, aye.
we'd all be out of a job, but Cultaholic's profits would go through the roof.
They keep the place clean as well. Ross is a very neat person.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Moving on from that, you are replacement Ross this week.
Nice.
Yes, in your Hall of Fame.
Well, okay, NXT this week opened with a promo from the War Viking Raiders Experience champion Raider Viking people. And they asked for William Regal to come down and they wanted to relinquish their titles. And they were like, give the belts to him. They're like, nobody can beat us. We've proven that. And then out come the Street Profits, who are now massively over, which is really good. And Street Profits took an issue with the idea that, like, War Raiders think nobody can beat them. They're like, well, it was Montez Ford who said, like, you say that nobody can beat you, but you know, after our last match, yes, you beat us, but you know, and the fans all know that we probably could beat you, Viking Raiders. And then Dawkins goes, if that is your real name, crowd erupted, and then Roe just threw down his microphone. He was like, give me the belt, book the match at Regal, like that. So I think I'm going to put D'Angelo Dawkins in.
Yeah.
For just shooting straight fire.
Do you reckon Triple H wrote that line? I'd love it if he did.
I'd like to think so.
I would love it. If
Oh,
he
these
did.
were these
I would
reports.
love it if we
I
beat
would love
you.
it.
I would love it if we beat that. How many times?
I'll tell you.
When you say things like that about the Viking Raiders, he went down in my estimation. He's going to go to NXT and get something. No one who doesn't remember the Newcastle team in the mid-90s actually understands.
The greatest promo of all time.
Kevin Keegan.
Kevin Keegan having a breakdown.
We're still fighting for that title.
He's holding his headphones on with one hand.
Yeah, the giant headphones. I tell you something. I would love it if we beat them.
Brother.
Love it.
Brother.
And yeah, that's a good one. Angelo Dawkins.
I was struggling to think of one, and then I got an email, and they cheekily asked to be in the Hall of Fame, but it was so good that I had to put it in. So this is my Hall of Fame pick. Now, don't be skeptical, right? This is from James from Dundee. Dear Jack and the Wrestling Hacks. I think that was... Ross always calls himself a hack. I don't. I've been a fan since dark times, and despite never having watched an episode of any wrestling show, the promos make me uncomfortable. Your shockingly comprehensive videos have kept me right on the pulse of the world of wrestling, much to the chagrin of friends and family who have zero interest at all. Today, instead of a question, I bring you an answer, the ultimate answer, the true answer to the Steiner maths problem. I took a day out of my cripplingly depressing thermodynamics revision to do this, so I hope you're happy. This is a big, long email, so just cut to the end if you don't want to read. I'll just skim through. During Steiner's diatribe, he makes two vital statements that we need to consider when calculating his odds. He is a genetic freak and isn't normal, and thus has a 75%. I'm taking this to mean that he has a 75% chance of any of his pin attempts being successful, and a 25% chance of any pin attempt being made against him being successful. Kurt Angle knows he can't beat him, and he won't even try. Blah blah. And then it just goes into like he's got a graph. He's got like.
We're going to need to flash this up on the screen.
We are, yeah.
We pushed out Excel.
There's like percentage chance of success, end states, K pins S, cannot happen, Kurt won't pin, Scott in brackets, 50% for other stuff. Never mind the N equals 5, it doesn't come into it. There's an equation, percentage wrestler equals E-suck wins over E-suck total times 100, where...
E-suck?
Yeah, success, not E-suck.
I know a website.
So in plugging in the relevant numbers for Scott Steiner, we get the following, blah, blah, which, as you can hopefully see, shows that Scott Steiner's true chances of winning the three-way sacrifice is 54.54%. What's more, the formula can also tell us that Samoa Joe has a 27.27% chance of winning, while Kurt Angle has 18.18% chance. These values all add up to the full 100%, which makes sense, as in a match of three people, there is a 100% chance that someone in the ring will win by the end, shenanigans not considered. I hope you enjoyed an insight into the mathematical hell in which I live. Please put me in the Hall of Fame. James from Dundee.
From Dundee, thank you very much for working that out. But when Jack was talking there, it just took me all the way back to school maths, because you were reading it with all the joy of a maths teacher. And there's no wonder that I am terrible with money, that I cannot do maths to save my life. And yeah, I almost sort of fell asleep.
Are you not very good at maths?
I'm terrible at maths.
I would have thought you were decent at maths, really.
I can do ratios. I can do shooting ratios and like
Algebra.
feet conversion for like film.
Right.
To shoot on film.
Relevant stuff.
So stuff that's relevant to what I studied in and stuff. But like general maths, like I've got a calculator.
Wow.
That'd be fine.
Fair
Bang it in
enough.
Google.
What were you good at school? Oh, you just
I
studying
was gonna say, I think this is what they call a cry for help.
No, James from Dundee. Right,
AKA
lad.
the Zodiac Killer. Let's just see we've got a famous fan. I mean, a lot of effort. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh God.
Considering the other person that sent you an email to get in the Hall of Fame was, which one was it? Which crappy tag team? There's somebody on WWE now. They all blend together. The Battle Royal or Royal Rumble. Where
The Primos.
That's
Mania.
right.
Yeah.
Primo Mania with the Primo Taker and...
Sorry, Primo Mania was what the winner went on to face Primo after winning the Rumble. Yes. Yeah, but the best bit was one of the entrants was Epico, which was Primo in an Epico mask.
That's right.
But no,
You
James.
only hear idea and you go, oh, this is going to be crap. And it keeps like, oh, you go, oh, all right, I was wrong.
But there was like Vacation Primo, Officer Primo, stuff like that.
God damn it.
But no, James,
Singapore.
James from Dundee, thank you for working out that Steiner had a 54.54% chance to win at Sacrifice. Yes,
Yeah.
Maffew.
Even though it wasn't a problem because the maths he's doing are actually good, but...
I don't even know who won the match. You do yours. I'm going to
Oh,
Google
well, the
who
joke
won.
is Kurt Angle wasn't even in the match because he was so injured.
Oh,
So,
Which is why he's not even going to try.
Yeah, he was right. Steiner knew. Was it Kazarian, I believe?
I'll find out.
Kazarian
Don't worry
won
about
the, what they call it, the big red cage, the Playmobil cage, Fish Price cage, got
Yeah.
out. And,
Is that the round one?
yeah.
The Thunderdome. Yeah.
Thunderdome, that's right.
I don't even know that's what they called it.
Lockdown.
It was just a Thunderdome style cage.
Yeah, because it
the
was
one where
round.
people were too gassed to get out of it.
Homicide could not
Yeah,
get out
Homicide.
of it and had to go through the cat flap.
Yeah, and then
with
Jeff
same
Hardy
amounts of
came out
balloon.
and sat on it, right?
Yes.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
What an amazing show that was. I'm wandering further and further off the topic. Mine is going to be... Oh, I've dropped it. I've dropped it. Knackers. Oh, it's trying to get away. Seamless here. Cultaholic.
Oh, this is a throwback, this one.
This is due to a few episodes ago, trying to episodic, like the old X-Men animated
Yes.
series, where I told a story about the Doritos. And I've been getting tweets from people.
Was I here? I don't think
No,
I was
it was-
here
it
for
was
this.
me.
Oh, it wasn't an
Adam and
amazing
Maffew.
story. Yeah, because Pachini
Yeah.
roasted me, and that's very uncomfortable. Let me tell you. I went to an airport. Where was it? In America. And their Doritos, they're different coloured. Like, Walker's is the only
Yeah,
one
yeah.
to have the blue. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I got it, and this is a UK Doritos
Yeah.
chili heat wave.
Yeah.
It's
As you-
red because hot.
Thank you, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think Moses, when he was eating stuff, his
Yeah.
crisps were red.
Yeah.
No, that's how far this goes back. And in America, this is the PSA as much as Hall of Fame. These are not chili heat wave in America.
No, they're not.
These are Cool Ranch, I believe.
Well,
Or is it
It was
cheese?
cheese. You said it was cheese. It would make more
No,
sense.
Blues
for them to
Ranch.
be-
Blues
It was,
Ranch.
Blues
it was
Ranch,
flavourless to me because
Okay.
these are full of flavour.
like, why wouldn't
and
you
full
have-
of fat, which is also red, like the rest of the packet.
Because ours is like Cool Ranch is blue, Chili
Yes.
Heat Wave's red, cheese is orange.
Orange,
Yeah,
like cheese
like
is,
like all
like
of
some-
your
like some
right,
cheeses,
like
yeah.
Cheetos, they're orange.
Right.
Like why would you have red cheese Doritos? What's wrong with you, America?
Lads,
Sam's with me.
sort it out.
Yeah.
But so then, Maffew, what did you do when you got this unsightly bag of cheese?
It was like,
Cheese Doritos.
Oh, I can't wait to get some chili heat wave on my way back to England, civilization. So went and got a refund and got some.
Got a
other crisps.
Got a refund on an
Yep.
open bag of
Mate,
crisps.
because you didn't read it.
That
'Cause
story
you didn't
makes me
read
look-
the
it's like
label.
$1.15.
Wow.
That story makes me look very bad. I know.
bastard.
But I like to think I look less bad by the fact I actually got a refund. If I didn't get one, I look like an idiot arguing with this poor woman going, "We heard about you, idiot." But she went, "I
Come
completely-
on.
Oh, hun, I understand. That happens all the time. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, mate. In the
Hard times is when you get the chili.
in the Sainsbury's at Monument Station, the red ones are hot. What you doing? Just this poor woman's like, what's the monument?
Let me tell you how much it cost. $1?
Yeah.
Here. No, go away.
That's a,
So chili heat wave is red only in the UK.
So you're nominating UK red.
Because obviously
chili
there's
heat
thhousds
wave.
of people could be going to Las Vegas to
What
see
you
Cody
should have
Rhodes'
done-
This is a
dog.
public service announcement.
Right.
You should have got yourself on the first plane to Doritos factory because that's a very popular location. You should have took
Exactly.
it there, dumped it on the carpet, and just mushed it all in and went make it right.
Like when CM Punk got Paul Bearer's
Yeah,
ashes.
basically.
Samoa Joe won the match, by the way. Scott Steiner did not win.
Was it Kazarian?
Senor
was
Joe.
Yes.
Senior Joe.
Senior Joe.
That's right. Senior Joe, who coincidentally lives in America, where chili heat wave is not that.
So to
So I think I've
summarise,
hammered that home enough, and the votes this week go to either.
Dawkins.
the solution of the Steiner maths
Yeah, we have to
equation.
think of a wacky name for that. The Steiner
I
equation.
might just say James from Dundee.
Oh, yeah, people are going to vote for that.
Yeah, not that James. What a throwback.
Dundee.
Oh.
Or Doritos, the real Doritos. Trademark, chili heat wave, trademark. Who owns these?
If you wanna-
Probably Disney by now.
Yeah.
If you want to,
And so if you can vote for those, please go to cultaholic.com.
patreon.com/cultaholic, Maffew.
How
thank
many
you.
months?
It's been a lot. It's been like a year now.
All I can think about is Doritos.
Patreon.com/cultaholic.
I don't even know the results for Raw. All I can think of.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Raw and SmackDown recap.
And now the Raw and SmackDown London edition, which wasn't read. Raw, the show opens with Roman as the guest on Miz TV. They cut promos on Elias and Shane, only for Shane to interrupt from the ramp. It's all a distraction. Elias and Lashley attack. Because I love, by the way, we get the detailed instructions this week.
This is
because
me,
because Lashley is now affiliated with Shane, I guess. It leads to a tag match, which the faces win by DQ after Shane tries to get involved. Roman and Miz fight off an attempted beatdown because they are handsome and popular.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
That was a much more entertaining summary than the events we got.
You're not a fan.
This Raw and also most of SmackDown was very just there. It wasn't necessarily. It's weird getting the difference between something that's offensively bad and just plain dull. And I think this was in the second. There's nothing bad about these ones. Just was there.
Right.
So overall, anything to say before we move on?
I'm the same.
I mean, you said it there.
I'm
guess
just annoyed there wasn't a ladder in this segment.
There was lots of ladders.
Oh.
There needs to be ladders in every segment.
How are people going to remember that it's Money in the Bank on
Yeah,
Sunday?
exactly.
Four
I don't
times.
care if they're not in the match. Just
4 times we got across the Raw and SmackDown because the men's and women's divisions, we got people climbing up. And if that person does that on Sunday,
yeah.
I guess it builds towards, because Richard was asking me and Sam before if the Money in the Bank card's shaping up well, and we went through the matches. We were like, actually, yeah, you got 2 ladder matches. Shane Miz in the cage, Roman Elias. I'm not too excited for, but AJ Rollins and the 2 Becky Lynch matches. I think it's a pretty strong card. That.
yeah, half it's all right.
Okay,
But
I think the other half's interesting or fun. Interesting or fun.
all fun. Take your pick. Mojo Rawley wrestles and wins. You can
Oh
tell
my God.
they had big hopes for this Raw and bring out the big guns for London with the wrestling debut on a brand that people actually watch on Mojo Rawley.
He beat Apollo Crews in like a minute.
He did.
Apollo Crews landed on his leg and like tweaked his knee, and then Mojo took full advantage.
And a spot
Ruthless.
I've never understood. Like, oh no, go easy on him. He's hurt himself.
No,
He's trying to hurt him.
he wants the
Yeah.
winner's purse.
So
Yeah.
what's Mojo supposed to be now?
A heel. Oh, what's his character?
Yeah, what's he supposed to be?
Employed.
I don't think they know either.
Because he's got all the sort of unhinged-y stuff all over him, and I don't get it.
I don't know.
Maybe he's lost his hype.
We need
Maybe
that.
that's it.
He needs to
Maybe
go back in time and get his mojo.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one.
Okay, I can see that
Yes.
coming.
Yes. Get in.
Da-na-na-na-na-na. Becky, Charlotte, and Lacey Evans do a contract signing. Becky emphasizes, easy for me to say, the similarities of her 2 opponents, they're both blonde, and pressure they must be feeling heading into Money in the Bank. Lacey can't afford to blow her first big opportunity, and Charlotte can't afford to blow her millionth.
Everyone liked that.
That's
line.
a good. Well done. Yeah.
No, it wasn't me. That was Becky's line.
Oh yes.
I've just quoted it.
Well done for being honest.
Oh, it's all right.
The heels double team her and put her through the signing table. Michael Cole does nothing to help.
He was in the ring and he just didn't know it. Becky's getting.
What's he supposed to do?
Michael Cole's won at WrestleMania. He beat Jerry the King.
He's covered wars.
It's covered.
It's true.
Yeah, as you said, it's
Yeah, the
interesting.
Monday Night Wars.
It'll be interesting to see, I think, of those matches, what the Lacey Evans Becky Lynch match is going to be like.
Okay.
Because Lacey Evans hasn't done much. She's had some performances so far, but can Becky get something out of it? Can she pull an Alicia Fox? How that?
I'm interested to see which one comes first. Because if Charlotte Becky comes first and Becky wins, I think she might lose to Lacey. I think it might be shenanigans.
Imagine the heat.
I know.
Right. I think that would work.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wanting it to happen,
Yeah.
but I can't tell though what's going to happen.
They haven't said which order they're going in, have they?
No.
No.
And they've only had, 8 hours of TV.
Every single pay-per-view that Ross has to make predictions for, he's always like, well, they've not released the order. If they release the order, I'll be able to get them all
Yeah.
right. And we're like, well, Ross, that's the point. We're not allowed to look at the order. Well, there's no order
But
anyway.
he's a born winner. Have you not seen the Hall of Fame?
I
segments?
know.
Baron Corbin beats Ricochet clean as a whistle
Aye.
and then climbs the ladder because it's the go-home show and Ricochet pushes him off. Yeah.
Nice.
Read the
nice.
next bit. Oh no, that was on SmackDown.
At least we got one ladder.
No, there was so many ladders. I don't understand.
There wasn't a ladder during the signing of the contract, was there?
There should have been.
It
you're
should have
right.
been. Just one in the corner.
I don't know which match it was for.
Just one in the corner.
I don't understand why they have to. There's no one else in the ring. They're not proving anything. They're proving that they can climb a ladder.
Well, that
It's
is
the
a necessary
visual,
skill
innit?
to win Money in the
know.
Bank.
And think about it as well. It's the promo package before the match.
I thought
Then they've got footage of them all on top of a ladder, like celebrating. And
I thought you were
my
gonna-
friend with me.
I thought you were gonna say it's the practice, like they're just getting a bit of practice in. Like
that
I'm
too,
gonna
you
do
know.
that.
The rings are a bit bouncy sometimes. You
They
got to
are.
be able to climb.
I've never climbed a ladder in a ring, and I reckon it'll be well scary.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, climbing a ladder, like, not in a ring.
yeah. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world.
No.
No.
Do you think that's the thing that they do backstage at Performance Center? All right, lads, drills.
Up the ladder, down the
three.
ladder,
No.
up the ladder.
You're climbing
down
too
the
fast.
ladder.
This is 5 minutes into a match, and now 20 minutes to the match.
Yeah. Right, you've got the Dolph Ziggler power up. Go.
Alexa Bliss' luggage has gone missing. So Nikki Cross takes her place in the match. Interesting character development as Nikki is calm and nice towards Alexa. The match is, actually, before we get to that, I actually thought that was, I think a lot of people thought that was going to be like some sort of Incredible Hulk thing where she's nice and normal. And like,
Bit
oh,
Jekyll
okay.
and Hyde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And, you know, someone will say something daft like, you know, Alexa goes, you know what? I've seen the sugar content in Iron Brew, and I think they should have been reduced, man. And she goes,
Like a Marty McFly chicken situation.
Yes.
Nobody calls me. Yeah.
yeah. Eek the cat from
It
everyone.
looks like, well, she still wrestles the same. She's still all like feral in the ring, but yeah.
That would be great. Like, if she's... Oh, who's that? Lou Gallows' character. Festus. It's like... "Rah, rah, rah, rah." Oh, she won the match. And you think, oh, it was a good match, yeah. Best performance, yeah. The match is Cross versus Dana versus Naomi versus Natalia. Nikki gets the win over Natalia, but Dana also impresses in a big crossbody of a ladder at one point.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in that new story about Triple H being dissatisfied with Vince and stuff, one of the little details buried in amongst all of the other ones was that everyone reckons Dana's the hardest working person. Like, she's always in the performance center, always trying to get better. And I feel bad for any time I've ever slagged her off.
Oh, I don't.
Okay.
But, yeah, it was weird because she did that one promo against Becky Lynch and the build up to WrestleMania that I think that we just saw as well. You know, we need somebody to do something this week. And she went out and said it. And it was actually...
No, it was on Ronda.
Was it?
The one
Beg
where
your
she's like, I'm not a household name like you. That one.
Oh, see,
I didn't like
didn't
it.
you just say you apologise?
That lasted last a minute.
These I'm honest tomorrow.
Days since slagging off Dana Brooke. 0.
Yeah, they did that, and it was actually some people went, yeah, that was all right, actually. And so when they did the Battle Royal at WrestleMania, the word Dana Brooke chants.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think she can actually do something with it. Goes, oh, sorry, we can't all be, you know, athletic and go against the grain. Someone was like, I think that's what she said.
Yeah.
Maybe my brain's just filling the gaps.
Oh, we can't all be like, born and raised for
Right.
this sort of stuff. Although Dana is athletic, though.
Yeah.
She's got that in her locker. She can
She's
do-
an ex-powerlifter. isn't
yeah,
she?
and she does that flip when she does her entrance. Yeah. So, yeah, fair play to her. But she didn't win the match.
Yeah, well, enough said. Nikki helps Alexa retrieve the briefcase after the match, but the highlight of this and also of Raw was someone mentioned that Nikki Cross is from Scotland, and Corey Graves got a really quick, just up the road.
Oh, did he? Oh, get in.
Didn't see enough about that.
Oh,
one.
very good from Corey, that.
Cesaro implies that Dominic looks looks more like Samoa Joe than Ray. Cesaro versus Ray follows. It's probably the match match of the night, and Ray won. Ray is not the father of Dominic.
No.
Eddie Guerrero is.
Legally.
With
Oh,
been
yeah.
through this.
Hang on, yeah.
He had a
Wait,
T-shirt that said, "I'm your papi."
Did it not,
That means he was telling the truth.
did it not like get retconned later on that it was
It
actually
did,
Ray?
but I'm going to bring it up to be a dick.
Okay.
Because now, he's fully grown and everything. It's like, what they're supposed to do, like, years later, like, oh, yeah, you're not really my son.
I'm hoping that Cesaro.
Yeah, that was fake. Oh, shut up, kid.
I'm hoping that now Sheamus is injured, that Cesaro. I agree that Cesaro should have lost this one because Ray's got a match on Sunday, but I want Cesaro to get a push. I know it's not the most unique opinion out there, but I just come on now.
He's
so
been
good.
one of the most asked for things
I
on
know.
every wrestling fan's Christmas list for years
He's
now.
so good. He's just so good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was a match that we're going to forget about the results and just be like, they looked at the schedule and went, Baron Corbin's gone now. Yeah, we need a good match. Like, we just have Cesaro and Ray do some stuff and worry about later.
Whenever we went through before, I think it was in the run up to SummerSlam, before some of the big WWE shows, we do like conference calls we get invited to where like you get asked the wrestlers questions.
Well,
and
not
stuff.
after this, once I've heard about Dana Brooke.
Every single wrestler who gets asked from anyone in the conference call, who do you think deserves more of an opportunity? They all, like 90% of the time they go, oh, Cesaro, Claudio. He deserves it so much. Everyone in the locker room loves him as well. Give him a push.
Nah.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Bray Wyatt shows finally get all horrific and creepy. Finally get all horrific and creepy. Well,
Like overtly horrific.
Yeah,
and
it's got outwardly creepy.
Yeah. He debuts a clown/Slipknot style mask and designed by
Ray Mancini. Yeah, the guy who is famous for hell of a lot of horror films.
Yep.
And all of the famous, most iconic horror film looks. And yeah, he actually designs. Well, his team designed Slipknot's masks. They have.
Oh, it is
last
actually a
couple of
Slipknot.
albums,
It's the
so,
same
yeah.
suit.
Just to get this right, sorry, I thought it was Tom Savini.
Is it Tom? Oh, it's Tom Savini. Yeah, Jesus, who am I thinking of?
I don't know. You said a name that was
Ray
almost
Mancini.
like.
Ray Mancini.
It does rhyme with Tom Savini.
I'm sure Ray Mancini's like a drummer for like.
So it's Ty Partner.
Yeah. No, Tom
Blue
Savini. Yeah,
Meanie
bloody hell.
did
Yeah.
the
Tom
police.
Savini, not Ray Mancini.
So he's like
Tom
an
Savini.
iconic horror name.
Yeah, like he's like
Okay.
a full-on.
Oh, I mean, he did because he was in Vietnam, so afterwards he used the experience of that to see how to make a
Oh my
cut or
God.
a wound look
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
So I'll go
wow.
through the entire history of this, but so many things. He was in
Was he-
Maniac.
yeah.
He famously played the guy who then did the makeup of getting his head blown off with a shotgun.
Right.
So you look at him, and then it cuts to he's like, "Huh," and it cuts to him in the makeup shooting his own head off with a shotgun. So amazing. And he played the guy with the gun dick in From Dusk Till Dawn. So a very talented individual. And so and he did this, and that's nice. I like the filter and everything. It did look like Twisted Metal to me,
Oh,
Yeah.
the game.
which I think
Yeah.
is almost as old as the people watching this. The majority, if we've seen
If
the
not
old
older.
discs.
I never had
Right.
it.
Yeah.
I played it on a demo disc. Remember you get a demo disc with magazines? I played it on one of those.
Was it a bit too much for you?
No, I just
Did your
never
parents
bought
walk
it,
in and go, "That's too violent for you"?
No, my parents were quite liberal.
Oh, an
I
ice
don't know
cream
why.
van. What's going on there? No, Jack.
No, I wasn't. No, Helen and Graham they didn't let me do what I want. I had a good childhood, is what I'm saying. Good boundaries.
They never let me do what I want, but I did it anyway because if they even tried to tell me off, I'd.
Well, I'm from Jarrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that Rage Against the Machine song. So it's like, again, if they do almost like the Nikki Cross thing we're speculating about, where he
Yeah.
comes out like, "Hi kids," yeah, and then someone hits him, he's just like, "Ugh." But again, Bray Wyatt, the highlight of the show, which I did not expect myself to be saying last few years.
I can't wait to see who he feuds with first. Yeah.
I'll be Mojo Rawley. He's representing Slipknot, and then Mojo's doing Mudvayne. Main event, Sami Zayn defeats Braun Strowman in a Falls Count Anywhere match with lots of help from the baddies, Drew and Corbin. This means that Sami will take Braun's place in Money in the Bank.
Good, because he can jump off things.
Yeah,
and
he can do a
flips.
lot more exciting stuff.
Scar
And-
up the ladder.
Yeah, Braun won't win it this year anyway, so
Yeah, he won it last year.
yeah.
I actually thought that Braun had the most chance of winning of
Oh,
all
really?
those guys, which proves I know nothing about wrestling after all these years.
I think Braun's going to come out and cost Sammy in some way, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. At first, I was like, oh, this is crap because they're both interfering. It was Drew and Corbin who interfered to help him beat him. But then I thought, you know what? It does make sense because they know how much of a threat Strowman is. They'll want him to lose the match. Fair enough.
Yeah, does make sense. SmackDown show again opens with Roman and Miz. Wild card rule, bitches.
Oh, yeah, because, I hate the wild card.
With a gun to my head, I couldn't have told you who was on which brand.
I can't work out who's on
After
which
this
brand
two-
anymore.
It doesn't matter anymore.
No, it
Oh,
doesn't.
right, yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shane and Elias interrupt. Shane bans Miz from the building. Sets up a 4-on-3 handicap match later on. Shane, Elias, Bryan, and Rowan versus the Reigns and the Usos. The baddies
The
win.
Reigns and the Usos.
That's what it
The
says.
Reigns
here.
brothers, did I?
Yes.
Damn it, I was mocking you as well. The Reigns. Oh, damn, I'm so sorry.
It's all right. You can insult yourself any day of the week, pal. And yeah, again, just a match. Whatever. You listen to the crowd, and they sound weird to you. Because to me, it sounded like they'd try to adjust the crowd as much as possible to get the reactions they wanted. Because there was some really obviously faked inputted crowd noises like during the press conference, I thought.
Really?
And it didn't really sound like the usual UK crowd you get.
There was a Roman
me.
Reigns.
There was a lot of like yahooing and whoop and all these American noises.
Yeah, it was like, yay! Like random bits and like, no.
There was a Roman Reigns hype package. I can't remember if it was on SmackDown or Raw, which really, really lied about his history. Like at WrestleMania 32, he pins Triple H. It like cuts to everyone going like, "Yeah!" I was there.
We could
It
go
wasn't-
home
it wasn't-
now.
It was
Oh.
the loudest, most horrible sound.
It was one of the worst received main events in WrestleMania history. Maybe
Oh,
the worst.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Next
People were
to
singing
Triple H versus Randy Orton next time in Saudi Arabia. Andrade wins a fun four-way match over Balor, Ali, and Orton. It was a fun match. He climbs a ladder, but Ricochet runs in and springboards onto it before knocking him off and grabbing the case.
Has Trevor
You're
gotta be on
really
every
cool,
ladder?
mate. Well done.
Has Trevor got to be on every ladder?
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
Trevor. That's what he does. It's Trevor, man. Yeah,
Trevor.
that's his name. Ricochet's name's Trevor.
Oh.
This guy's a gangster. His real name is Clarence. And Clarence's parents have a... Right, sorry, Karen.
That was nice.
Thank you.
Oh,
At least there was a
buzzer.
ladder in this segment, though.
It's 8 Mile. When Eminem exposes the other guy.
Paige arrives and says, Asuka and Kairi
Paige
Sane
here.
are now the Kabuki Warriors. They defeat Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, and I, like other people, started kicking off, assuming that this was old man Vince going, I got it. Kabuki. But apparently, the reports were saying that Asuka and Kairi Sane suggested it themselves.
Yeah, Paige said that.
Their big jackets being inspired
Well-
by the Kabuki look.
It's time to shout out once again Chad.
Chad Too Bad.
Our mate from Tokyo, who very kindly helped us with some translation and stuff over there when we went over there. Great guy, very nice guy. And he DM'd me when this happened. And I read it the next morning. And he basically, at first went, Kabuki's like a reference to like male warriors from that time or whatever they are. And I was like, so he was like, it makes no sense. It's almost as stupid as the Viking experience. Then he corrected himself because Asuka did a tweet explaining that actually Kabuki can also mean an oddball of society.
It's like an eccentric,
Yeah.
Right.
So he was like, never mind, listen to Asuka, not me. I was like, cheers, Chad, for your honesty, mate.
Yeah, because I thought Kabuki were, like, why I understood it was the people that would like almost narrate a story, and it was how
Okay.
they were telling it with the face paint and the things and the dances and stuff like that. But then, film came along and killed it for them. But it's obviously the influence is still
Video
there.
killed the Kabuki warrior.
Video killed Kabuki, oh man. But yeah, fair enough. So all quick to kick off. It's like, oh, we're wrong. Well, my bad. Yeah. And I guess it works. But we do get Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville look like they're not getting along. Because it's been a
rocky
while
ground.
since we've had a female tag team look like they're not getting
Mandy.
along. So we hope for this feud to hopefully blow off at WrestleMania 48. Final segment is a promo between Kofi and Owens, which eventually escalates into a brawl. Zayn runs down to help KO.
Oh, yeah.
Finally getting rid of that little
Boys
plot
are back
line.
in town.
Da-da-da-da-da. Woods runs down to help Kofi, and the babyfaces eventually stand tall.
And that was SmackDown.
Yeah,
Felt
it
like
happened.
Felt a bit, as you said before, these felt a bit uneventful for a go-home show.
But again, it's Money in the Bank.
There wasn't
Outside of
even-
climbing the ladder, there's not a lot you can
But there
really
wasn't
do,
even
so-
a ladder in that main bit with Kofi and Owens.
But they're not in the...
Doesn't matter.
Oh, you're right.
Should just be a ladder in the corner of the ring.
He should have said, Money in the Bank. The money's going to be your head.
What they should do is
yeah,
set up a
thank you for
ladder
coming off, that was
in
awful.
like the aisle, and like basically charge people $15 a pop to climb the ladder so they can experience it themselves.
Yeah.
WWE, I'll check in the mail to me. Come on for this, and people can climb the ladder and pay so that they understand Money in the Bank more, and then it means we don't have to see it all the time on the shows. Should do that.
I'm glad that you got that all out.
I'm confused.
Just
No, because Steiner has...
No,
yeah, what a chance.
no.
Anyway, NXT UK, some stuff happened that didn't matter. And also, the thing that does matter, Ilya Dragunov, the bandwagon starts now, because none of those people there made a fucking noise.
You weren't there in night 2 of...
Exactly. I didn't realize, Ilya Dragunov has made some appearances in the UK Indies and also Progress, and then didn't show up for Janet's spring break. I don't know where that was. But yeah, I think he's predominantly a dub-x-dub feature, so there wasn't that much crossover, as it turns out, from the UK fans. But don't worry, once he starts getting into second, third gear, you'll be buying these shirts. Well, not these shirts, because I'm not sure we sell them anymore, but shirts.
He is wicked.
The horrible
He's very,
shirts.
very good.
The horrible WWE designed shirts that will come out that will look awful.
they'll have back print. It'll be amazing.
He had a...
From Earl or Dave Hebner might have a few.
Yeah, we saw him have a class match at Wembley for Progress against
Yeah.
Pete Dunne.
That's right.
That was wicked.
He's literally brought in as dub-x-dub Lesnar.
The only problem is that you could tell this was during Pete Dunne just didn't lose at the time, so we knew
Yeah.
that he was losing. But the good thing was in the match there was some little moments where I thought, ooh, and that's the sign of a really good match. Because even though we knew Pete Dunne was going to win, it seemed in doubt for a little while. So I thought that was Pachi walking past there, but it was Richard. I thought, you're in Turkey. What are you doing, mate?
There was
Forgot my
also 205 Live. Ligero took on Tony Nese in the main event. That was a
That's
really
right.
nice match. So,
That was good.
yeah.
And Davari swerved because he did a little video saying, haha, I'm not there.
I'm in America, and then he turned up at the end. Yeah, but no, it was nice to see Ligero in the main event. It was nice to see some aspects of sort of more traditional British comedy indie wrestling also featured in it, which was quite nice. So
Harking back to the days of Legs and Kirby, you said. from back?
A little bit, yeah.
Not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way.
Just an entertaining.
Just like, yeah. in
You
the
said
entertainment
what
way.
was the one thing you said? There was an exchange of like one falls,
There was an exchange of 1-4s back and forth that reminded me a lot of their matches.
but they weren't.
Yeah.
They weren't like pouring water on each other and.
No, they did shake. They broke all these 1-falls and shook hands. And
Okay.
then Lil Nate was in the corner, so just to make sure he wasn't left out, they went and shook his hand.
That's very.
Yeah.
That's well, the sport that.
And I did a tweet about, can you believe it? They've shortened another foreigner's name.
Yeah, it's been Ligero for ages, mate.
No one got it. And I went, I believe he's learned English really well. Because apparently Andrade asked, what do you need to get a push? And Vince went, learn English. So he learned English and said, how do I get a push?
I don't get that because he's got a manager and she's class.
Yeah.
I don't understand, but anyway.
But yeah, then hundreds of people retweet me going, he's from Leeds, mate. I'm like, always on fire. And what else has happened this week in wrestling? Is that it?
Best of the Super Juniors has been ongoing.
Bosja.
El Fantasma has just been giving the finger to
Children everywhere.
just like infants, just going
Getting
like,
Will Ospreay well riled
going
up.
for little high fives and that, and then just going, "Hey!"
He shook this one kid's hand for like 2 or 3
Yes.
seconds and then went,
No, yeah. He's been putting in some good performances. The best match though so far, in everyone's pretty much unanimous opinion, was Sho from Roppongi 3K against Shingo Takagi, and everyone's been going like, that was insane. And now I feel really bad for Yo because it's looking maybe like he'll end up being the Jannetty of the team. It's way too early to say, but Sho looks class.
I've always preferred Show.
I preferred Yo and I look like a dick.
Yep.
So there we go.
They're both wholesome.
Sho's dyed his hair black because so you know
What?
he's serious. Yeah,
Yo
I know.
has the
no.
stronger background in amateur wrestling though, so I think I don't think he's going to ever be like a Jannetty, but he's not going to be the most immediately successful one I think out of the two.
So he's going to win the IC belt at some point, hopefully.
Potentially, yeah.
Yes. Go on, Yo. Get over there.
And also, nearly forgot, because it was a few days ago now, the Tom McGee versus Bret Hart match.
Beautiful.
Hi.
And again, I'll translate for the people who speak young. This match is a match that has been going around for years and speculated that
It's a
Vince
myth.
McMahon,
Yeah.
literally a myth, a legend that basically half because you couldn't see it, you
Yeah.
just heard about it. The fact that Bret Hart made this guy, this generic muscle dude in the era, there were plenty of them, look like the next Hogan.
Yeah.
And he watched it, and yeah, he does look very good. And
can do-
he's doing the flips he was
He's more
pulling
agile
off.
than I thought. Yeah.
And the match was what it was. He was never going to live up to the hype, but it was like, oh yeah, great carry job.
Yeah.
It hurt from a lack of references to see how bad he was without Bret, but still did what it did. The documentary they did was great, just to see all
I
these
loved
wrestlers basically almost fanboying about that aspect of tape
Yeah.
trading.
They were nerding
Yeah.
out,
Yeah,
yeah.
like Cassius Ohno famously would tape
Yeah.
trade, like get UK stuff when no one else does. So it was busting out all these World of Sport bits in
Yeah.
America, and they go, "What the hell is that?" And also Sam Roberts got to talk about stuff and trading tapes and getting all the live footage.
Yeah.
And then Dave Meltzer wasn't happy. He was just like, this fake fanboy. And I'm like, oh, good times, because you want to see people getting at it, the tape traders hate each other. Oh, it's amazing. So it was good to see that on a big screen.
Tom McGee seemed like a really nice bloke.
Yeah, he came off looking
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Bret Hart match.
No, like
Sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, but it was totally because they're doing it at StarCast and they wanted to get in
Yes.
there
Oh,
first.
yeah.
110%.
But at the same time, though, it's like, yeah,
their
but
property.
It is their property.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, yeah, I'm
But
sorry,
I
Conrad.
couldn't
true.
understand with Twitter everybody kicking off like, I can't believe they're doing this. They own it. Like they can do what they want with
Yeah.
it. They could take that tape and burn it.
Yeah.
Like they could do whatever they want with it.
Imagine if they'd done that.
Just
As a heel segment
On
for
Raw.
Vince. I hold in my hand. Tom McGee.
What is the fate of Tom McGee?
They have to
fate
have
of Tom McGee is in my hands.
They've got Tom McGee versus Bret Hart on a pole, and the babyface has to get it, and he saves it if it wins. Oh,
And it
yeah.
breaks it. And he goes,
he gets so close to it, he's about to get it, and then it bursts into flames, and it's Vince with his little button.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was no chance.
Bret, how are you feeling after seeing Tom McGee match? Frustrated is the goddamn word.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
Before I got in the mailbag, another thing to add to that was also Harry Smith talking about, very nonchalantly, about how Bret Hart would show Bret Hart matches at the Bret Hart barbecue.
His Bret Hart impression was great though.
Yeah, it was.
Bret Hart impression.
Yeah, it was so good.
Hey, turn the sausages over, Harry. You ever seen Canadian Stampede? I mean, hey, if I was Bret Hart, I'd watch my matches as well. Jeez. Mailbag time.
Boom.
Hello, lads, and Jack. I first started watching wrestling in 2011 when I was 10, and I immediately got pulled in by the CM Punk and John Stewart story. Oh, God. CM Punk and John Cena storyline, so much that I convinced my parents to take me to Money in the Bank 2011 as my first wrestling show. But being a 10-year-old, I cheered for Cena to beat Punk and save the WWE. Looking back on it now, as the smart I am today, I totally would have cheered for Punk instead. So my question to you is, what's one storyline or feud that you felt like in hindsight you cheered for the wrong person? Keep up the great content. Alex F. from Chicago. Presumably related to Axel F. from Beverly Hills. That's a good question.
Got one, I think, just because I was a complete little mark at the time. I cheered for WCW throughout the entire invasion because I wanted it so badly in my heart just to see what would happen if it was able to continue on as its own brand or do something like that.
And you were a WCW kid first.
Yeah,
so
but
you'd have been like...
I cheered for that, so I wanted them. But in hindsight, I'm like, oh, God, you little mark. I just want to give myself a slap.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
No. I mean, who was it? Bob Holly wouldn't have liked that because he famously ripped off that Totally Legit Fans t-shirt when he was wearing it. Oh, you're wearing a WCW t-shirt. I like that. That's a good one, though.
I think because it's a weird question because I get what you're saying, but at the same time it's like,
it's less
didn't you feel foolish for cheering it? Well, no, you're supposed to.
I don't think that's
less the invasion angle, more the Survivor Series match. I think that was the one where I was like, go on.
Because they made it like they hyped up that last match.
But
I
remember that it broke my heart anyway because halfway through that match or just before that match, they ran an advert for the next string of WWF house shows, which just ruined the ending of the entire pay-per-view. Right.
But mine would be like any Triple H match from the early 2000s when he was so evil. But just because I liked him and I played as him on Attitude on the Nintendo 64, he was my guy.
Really?
Yeah, he was my guy. And looking back, you obviously want... And all the kids at school prefer The Rock and Austin, obviously. And I'd be like, Triple H, sucker, and just like a little dick. I think part of it was that I related to Triple H more as well because the popular lads and the lads who were good at football, the only requisite to be popular at school at that age was to be good at football, and I'm not. They all liked Austin and Stone Cold, so I was like, well, Triple H is my guy then. But looking back, why would you want Triple H to win? He's the evil one. He ran over Stone Cold. I don't know.
No, Rikishi did.
Yeah.
He was just the man behind the car.
That's right.
Give it a big
push.
push.
Well, have you got one?
I'm thinking as you're talking about this, I'm going through wrestling memories about times I cheered for the wrong one, but...
You wanted Iceman to win that deathmatch tournament we went to. That was the correct decision.
My dad's gardener.
Did you see the promo he did on Facebook?
A promo, no?
He did a promo. He's wrestling Big Joe soon.
He's still wrestling?
He's in a van.
God.
He's in a van. Someone's in the passenger seat. He's like, I'm at work. How do I get myself into these scrapes, man? I'm meant to be retired. Really? And then he goes like, look in the back. There's chainsaws. There's hedge trimmers. I might bring them along. God. It's so good.
They haven't got a venue sorted out, have they?
I don't know.
They're going to wrestle in his van.
Avalanche, for those who don't know, is a guy in his mid-40s.
Iceman.
What?
You said Avalanche.
Oh, hi. Where have I got that from? He's the WXW. We were talking about WXW.
Yes.
For those who don't know, Iceman is... Oh, Avalanche, ice, snow. I think I went there in my mind.
Yeah. No, that does make sense. I'll allow it.
Avalanche is a big lad in his mid-40s who is a deathmatch legend, apparently, and is also Matthew's dad's gardener.
That's true. Both of those... He's not allegedly a legend.
Oh, sorry. He is a deathmatch legend.
Thank you.
In Europe, not just in the UK.
That's right.
Wow. And
his last ever WXW match was in the retirement tour.
Wait,
he made the German...
Is this Avalanche or is this Iceman?
No, this is Iceman.
Iceman's been in WXW?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because he was...
What the hell?
WXW would do the hardcore stuff.
Right,
It's only
right.
the last few years it's like doing the proper, whatever you want to call it. And he made the crowd sing along going... Again, the German crowd go, sing along with my song, Dragon Isu is a straub.
Yes!
All these Germans going, Dragon Isu is a straub.
That's the best thing I've ever heard. It's only gonna make us laugh. People are gonna be like, what on earth are they talking about? But that's the best
Dragon Isu.
Oh my God. I need to message him.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? I went back and watched it. The same question the Germans had.
Sorry,
that's just because of the fact that I don't have an answer. So you did a much better job than I did there.
I've been called a straub so many times by the lads.
Have you?
Liam Slater called me a straub once. I was like, I'm not even a wrestler, Liam, man.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
You're not even a straw.
I can bump.
I'm good at football. Hi, Maffew and the other guys. Oh, that's nice. I wanted to ask you about your opinion on blading. I myself enjoy the added drama through the use of blood, but my friend, who is more into flippy athletic wrestling, brought up a good point. He is a doctor and said he can under no circumstance support another person self-mutilating themselves for his enjoyment. That's fair enough. We both know that they do it in a mostly safe way, but still I think he has a point because every new person who wants to get into wrestling would need to draw blood to get over, so you would force people into that habit. What do you think about that? Alex from Austria.
I don't think you've got to draw blood. You don't ever have to blade, to get into wrestling or to get yourself over. And I think in instances in which you are required, well, it's never a requirement to blade, but instances in which a promoter would like you to blade, you're usually asked by the promoter. And it's usually a situation of, are you comfortable doing this? Yes or no? And if you say no, it's fine. But I think...
But then I get what he's saying then. Yeah, you're not asked. But then if
it's
that guy does and he's at the top and you want to get that position...
Yeah, so there's sort of... I guess it depends because wrestling's moved so far away from that style in terms of the mainstream.
Ice Miles.
But in terms of the mainstream product, it's very rare that you will see any form of blading these days. It's heavily punishable by WWE. And I think most of the companies would frown upon it at a top level unless the feud really, really required it. But I think if you go hard way, it's the similar sort of thing. You're asking somebody to hit you so hard you bleed. So I don't know. I think there is a place for blading, and obviously there are a lot of risks with other people's blood and things that can pass through blood. But provided it's done safely and it's done at the culmination of a feud between two wrestlers in a vicious manner, and it's maybe a cage match, something like that, I can appreciate that aspect of blading and bleeding for the match and to really give it that extra little bit. But it's not like a commonplace thing anymore, and it's not really a requirement. So I'm...
That was a big, well-thought-out answer.
Big answer.
Well done. You can tell you haven't seen this before we have the questions. I'm going to go with what Nigel McGuinness was talking about. I'm being insecure, I'm sorry. I think Nigel McGuinness has expressed it and said it well.
Yeah,
it does make the match look really good and all this and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, there's so many other negatives that they outweigh it. Plus, WWE was able to transition from, a tumultuous, it's a good word.
Tumultuous?
Tumultuous.
There you go.
Even better word. Period where they weren't sure what direction they're going into, and they went, oh, wait, if we go the PG version, we actually make a lot more money. Hey, let's stick with that. So them getting rid of money obviously makes that. Less chance of contracting anything or spreading anything. And obviously what this guy's putting, not, hey, nudge, make this match look good. Oh, well, better hack me head off.
I think...
So I don't miss it. It's weird when people say, oh, the cage match needs blood. I'm like, nah, I didn't even realize it until you said it.
Yeah. I think that it can be compared to a more minor version of the chair shot to the head, because that's obviously not on now. Everyone frowns upon a chair shot to the head, but at the time it was it gave a certain thing to a hardcore match, and just bang, but I don't miss them because the side effects are so bad. I don't think blading's as severe, obviously, but I do see the point.
If you get a staph infection or whatever.
Yeah. Or hepatitis.
There was a...
Or you see old wrestlers with the foreheads just carved up and that.
Devon Dudley's head looks like
Abdullah the Butcher can hold quarters in his, right?
Right. Was his only move, was that?
Yeah.
So I think, positives outweigh the negatives.
Definitely. Yeah.
3. Hey, gang.
Oh, sorry. This email is one of my favourite ones we've ever received because it's from either a real teenage girl or someone role-playing as a teenage girl.
We're getting it'll be James Charles then.
The way that... he's done it. He's made a reference. It's the talk of the town. So before this, the subject line in the email was yee. That was the subject line.
It was what?
Yee, which I think, given their first line of the email, I think is meant to be said in a SoundCloud rap way, yee.
Oh, good. I will definitely know how to read this.
I think it was more like yee.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yee. All right.
I nearly said the thing that Blood Gangster members do at the start of their songs. I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Hey, gang.
Anyway, that's what...
Okay, well, bear with me here. I'm very cool. My best friend, Gabby, sometimes comes over to my house and sometimes ends up watching wrestling, which she's actually started to enjoy thanks to me and that one Scooby-Doo special. Hey, that was good. I've done it. That was good. Because me and my friend oh, it's a Scooby-Doo episode.
That joke's making
This is really stupid.
That joke's making me worried that it's not a legit teenage girl because that was a bit too,
A bit too niche.
a bit too I just think it's a bit
Forcefully
too
funny.
cynic, pardon that Scooby-Doo's, but yeah.
Well,
I
everyone's,
dunno.
I'm too cool. Yeah, the only way you could have found that Scooby-Doo special if you're a WWE fan beforehand
That's
was
true.
land on your lap.
WWE own the rights to Scooby-Doo now. Or they just got the license on it because they do all of the specials now for stuff like that. They did Surf's Up. They did all sorts of stuff. I think they.
No, I don't think they own the rights.
I think it must have some sort of license on it though because
Yeah.
they keep doing the specials. It's mental.
But do you ever see the Scooby-Doo special?
No.
Because it starts off with
Is
the
this the
Miz jogging,
WrestleMania one?
and he's listening to music, and he's going, "Who's awesome? I'm awesome. Who's awesome?" Every my mate were going, "Okay, that was funny." So we started doing that when we were doing exercise together.
It's probably accurate as well.
Anyway, and I've also been telling her about indie guys I like and are cool and whatever. With A on the end,
Whatever.
right?
Lol.
I went to the
Lol's
recent
that.
Ring of Honor tapings in Illinois and got a picture with Evil and Sonada. They signed my Lidge.
Lidge.
Yeah, I'm going to say Lidge shoe. And Evil had a sweater over his singlet. Right, probably cold. I posted this on my Instagram and Gabby commented, "Where are his pants?" Then, looks like I'm going for a swim.
I don't get this. bit.
Chun-Li by Nicki Minaj reference.
I don't know the song, but I'm sure it's great.
I know the Street Fighter character. She also refers to Kofi as Little Uzi.
Kofi and this rapper called Lil Uzi Vert both have dreadlocks.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
My question is, when is one time that someone was interested in wrestling with you, even if they're not fans? Thank you, Iona from Chicago.
and she even put how to pronounce her name because she
Oh,
knew.
damn it. You went, shut up. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Matthew's been practicing reading names.
I just thought that. I thought it was a good question, but it just sort of tickled me. The whole yee, gang, whatever. I was like, we're down with the kids. We can answer this question.
Yes, we are down with the kids.
Stay in school.
Yeah.
Beauty school drop.
You always
not
have-
a Grease reference. What have I done?
You have lots of fun with a library card.
What's he
It's the
done
Arthur-
there?
It's the Arthur song, isn't it?
It is an Arthur song, yeah.
That's not how it goes exactly. I'm getting
No.
Speaking of Arthur,
Yeah.
you heard the news.
Oh,
Arthur.
yeah. The news is Arthur's still on TV.
Season
Who
22.
knew that? Wait a
I
minute.
didn't
There's
know
new
that.
episodes of Arthur?
Yeah.
I was sure. The last thing I'd heard about Arthur is they tried to do it in 3D and it was really bad. Like they try to do like a 3D animation
Every
version.
day when you're walking down and along the street.
Everyone says, yee, it's going to be a lovely day.
I'm so sorry.
My question is, when is one
Thank
time...
you, but though, because if Ross was here, him and Matthew would have just gone, aye, whatever.
Yeah, right?
Cheers. Thanks for.
Thank you, yeah.
I feel like
That's how you're
Tom,
good at this.
I feel like Tom McGee and your Bret Hart.
Oh, stunning. Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll, Hyde. Jekyll, Hyde. So, when is one time that someone was interested in wrestling with you, even if they're not fans? P.S. The teacher and Arthur is now gay.
That's not.
It is. You just can't see it.
I've got one.
Well, there's
trying
stuff
to
that you
think.
see in, like, I don't want to sound like it's some really old now, but meme culture that comes up, like Excited Vince, when someone will bring that up.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Steiner Math has come up a few times with people who aren't wrestling fans.
So, but
think
I
a few
think the
of
question
you
is, like, have you been watching wrestling with someone who, like...
Yeah, even if they're not fans.
Oh, I guess it was more open than that. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Because I do have one that is when I was watching wrestling with my mate, and he's not a wrestling fan, and he loved a bit of it.
What bit did you love?
Royal Rumble 2016, Owens and Ambrose,
Yeah.
last man standing match.
Yeah.
And I experienced with it was like watching a lamb being born. It was like his first ever pop. It was his first pop. It was like my mate's first
Wow.
pop. Shout out to Tom, he doesn't watch it. Anyway, so it's the bit where they set up a table on the outside, then they go and do some more stuff. I know the table's still there because I've watched a bit. I've watched one or two wrestling matches before. And then later on, Kevin Owens climbs up on the turnbuckle. Ambrose pushes him off forwards, and he does a front flip and lands on the tables. I think it might be two. And that's the end of the match. And when it happened, my mate he like not only did he have his first ever pop, but he also explained it as it was happening. He was like, "Oh, I got really excited there. I forgot that was there." I was like, yes, I know. That's the point. Yeah, well done.
That's quite nice.
But he didn't become a wrestling fan off the back of it. This is Tom who once said that CM Punk looks like a great laugh on a night out. I was like, well, I don't know about that.
Well, we'll find out in Las Vegas.
I don't offer him a beer.
He'll know us.
What?
Hey, Cultaholic dudes. We'll go for a Diet Pepsi or whatever. When I went to last Newcastle house show, I'm telling a lie. Anyway, it was the one with Pac.
Okay.
I'm still there. And there were lots of bored adults there with their kids, and it was me and my mates for you guys. And we were like, yay! And then everyone would look at us like we're freaks. Like, oh, okay. So it wasn't great. But one of the highlights was Juan Neves got on the top rope to get ready to do his thing. And there's a woman next to me, she's just reading a newspaper. Got me the Metro, whatever. Like, bored out of a score.
Like,
and I went,
like Pat Patterson at the ref pro.
oh, you're just like, whatever. Like, you can hear noise in the background, she doesn't care. Then I went, oh, sorry to interrupt you, but you might want to see this bit. This bit's going to be cool. And she went, huh? And I was just like the Bond and Gold, the Garden Bond, the Garden Golden Eye doing.
Yeah. When he's in the toilet cubicle.
Freaking English. So it cans up, does the red arrow, and she goes, "Wow, that was quite good." And she goes, "How did you know he was going to do that?"
Did he then tell her he was from like Cramlington or wherever he's from?
Nah, she said Newcastle.
Where's he from?
I thought he was from.
I thought he was from like Roland's Gill.
I don't know where he's from.
I got to Wall's End, so I don't know.
Oh, maybe he's from Wall's End.
No one knows who he's from. Tyneside.
I don't really have any. Like, I think I've only ever really watched wrestling with people that are like a family. I grew up like my entire family watched wrestling.
Sam's not a wrestling mudblood like I am.
Like, I just sort of I never really watched it without when I was younger watching it with my siblings. The only time I watched wrestling with people that never seen it before was there was one. We wound up somewhere after a party at uni or a night out. We went back to like halls with all these people, and somebody was watching like some old WWF like Attitude Era stuff, and like none of them knew that I watched wrestling because like when you're like, no, I'm not going to tell people.
Cool.
Yeah, you don't want to tell people you watch wrestling because you're ashamed of it. And
you only watch the Scooby-Doo specials.
Yeah, exactly. And like it was back before I was sort of allowing myself to openly be a wrestling fan, and there was somebody just started slagging something off, and I was like, this guy was trying to defend it, and I just sort of jumped to his aid and was like, no, actually, and then just like ran down. And I remember one of my best mates, Luke. I just looked up at him, and he was looking at me in abject horror, like, how do you know so much about wrestling? Like, this isn't something that you've ever addressed with me before.
It is like.
Yeah.
I've something to tell you. Are you gay? No. I watch wrestling. Oh, why couldn't you be gay? That's socially acceptable. Well, thank you for the questions. There were many of them, and they're all nuts this week. If you'd like to send one that's just as nuts, please send them to
Mailbag at cultaholic.com.
That's the one. Not just cultaholic.com, Maffew.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Time for Reese's Pieces, and we're able to do this with an actual Reese's Pieces when we're in Las Vegas.
Oh my god! Oh
Maybe
my
you can
god!
ask for some Reese's Pieces, like the chairs in ECW. Just comes getting
Give me a
stoned.
Reese's. No.
Conrad Thompson, stop throwing the Reese's Pieces. Please stop throwing the cup.
Chuck Bryan's in the crowd. He gets crowd surfed around.
Brian.
Oh my god! Yes, our show is going to be the ECW of Stardust.
All the guys get on stage like, no, then the ring collapses.
We answer 2 mailbag questions. Thank you, sir. Can we have another?
Anyway, we've got lots of nice ones this week from Trent Path from India, but we're going to go with Josh from Germany's pick of Edge and Christian.
Wait, read out Trent's funny one.
Trent's funny one is, who thinks better, Andrade and Charlotte's baby or Becky and Seth's baby?
Also, shout out to Paul.
Here's a hint, never say read the funny one out before you read some of it, then people expect it to be good. And when it's not, it lands like that.
Also, shout out Paul from India because he provided loads, and I like the Austin Taker one, which we might use in future. So, but yes.
But this week, Josh from Deutschland's Edge and Christian versus the Hardys versus the Dudley Boys. You've got to pick one.
Hardys.
Ooh.
Why'd you say that?
Hardys. They were like when I was a kid. They were just the coolest. Like Jeff Hardy was the guy. Like, and those, like, as much as I love the Dudleys and as much as I love Edge and Christian, Hardys were always the better team. They were always the one I loved the most.
Okay.
They always did the more crazy stuff.
They did do the more crazy stuff.
It's be really good if it syncs up. Because who are you gonna say? Because I know who I'm gonna say.
Do you want to do it at the same time?
Absolutely.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Edge and
Dudley.
Christian.
Yeah!
Oh my god! We've all gone for a different one.
Yes!
Wow. Excellent.
and we're all right.
Do you want to go first?
Absolutely. The Dudley Boys, I think, were a bigger package than the Hardys and Edge and Christian. Edge and Christian got better on the mic much later on. Hardy Boys, way further on they got, like, the individuals and whatever. But the Dudleys already had it. Like, their segments in ECW were like, and now it's time for the Dudley Hour.
There's the very famous incident in ECW as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a mother in the front row who taught her daughter to... do something. I was trying to think of something to substitute with, but they're all filthy, so it's not going to work and make the cut. So moving on. Yeah, the likes of Gertner, Sign Guy Dudley, Big Dick Dudley, Dudley, Chubby Dudley.
Gertner is, for
Spike
my money,
Dudley.
the most underrated member of ECW ever. Like, he's just the best. I love Joel Gertner.
He made neck braces cool. Apparently, he was saying on a podcast, because he would do his filthy limericks, of course. Joel, insert Gertner. But sometimes it would get censored and sometimes stuff wouldn't. So one time he went, like, Doggy Style got censored on TNN. But then the next line that rhymed with it, which was Vertical Smile, it didn't get censored. And they guessed probably because they didn't know what it meant. Well done, Gertner. But outside of that, Bubba, wow. I mean, the skills he had as a tag team wrestler really carried over to when he was a singles guy. Loved his role as Bully Ray. Devon, and I'm not saying like, Devon was always also there, but yeah, he did hold his own, did what he needed to do.
Was involved with the main roster debut of Batista.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Scared of heights despite being in those TLC matches.
Yeah.
Bless him.
He said, Ed, all right, we'll get Papa Jack is necessary. Like Edge is holding it like that. He's like scrunched up. Title's here. He's scrunched like that. Devon was like holding on. It's like as close to the floor as possible. So there you go. Get me a lap. So yeah, Dudley Boys any day of the week.
Not bad for a pair of gangsters rip-offs. Because they wore camouflage as well.
That's right.
You hear about New Jack
interview.
talking about how they ripped off his look.
New Jack trying to get some money from somewhere.
The camouflage apparently came from Vince because they started with the tie-dye. And Vince hated tie-dye. So they were like,
Nixon.
Just go camo.
Oh, no.
Just go camo. And that was it.
Well, yeah, because when they went to... They were
That's
like
why the camo was always,
badasses
like,
in
brightly
ECW.
coloured because like it still fit the tie-dye like weird thing, I think. But like, yeah, the camo was necessary for the tie-dye to go.
Yeah, but they were like badasses in ECW, and then they went to WF, and they were doing like what they were doing a few years ago with Bubba doing the stutter.
Yeah.
And then it was like, this isn't working. Can we like be cooler somehow?
Mine's Edge and Christian. Not at the time. At the time, I was the Hardys as well. But since then, I've gradually grown to prefer Edge and Christian.
I've grown to respect them a lot more.
Yeah. And like, I just think not so much like the Brood or when they were just sort of normal. When they started to get goofy and stupid, and still managed to get booed for it. Because if they did that today, if like you see all the time heels getting cheered today for being like but they were the masters of getting cheap heat from local like towns and stuff as well.
There are two types of Elvis. Fat Elvis and really fat Elvis.
Oh my god! The whole like them being like little Kurt Angles as well, even though they're both bigger than him.
All of their backstage work.
Yeah,
man, like...
long live the stream, long live the zoo. That was
Chris Mara's here.
It's when they try and cheer up Triple H on his birthday. Or it's like one of their birthdays, and they try and cheer up Triple H because he's fuming about something, and like, we'll play your theme music. It's my time, and he's just like, get out. They're in the generic heel locker room with the plant. And also, out of all of them, I think as single stars, Edge is probably my favorite. I'm not sure, but yeah, I like them the most. But back at the time, I used to get furious when they'd like cheat to win or they'd hit someone with a chair, or they won both the TLC matches, I think.
Yep.
And a
lot of match.
I was just guilty.
And that was effective. Yeah.
I was like really guilty of just not caring about Christian for so long.
Right,
and then like I've learned the error of my ways, but just for the longest time I just didn't care about Christian.
You're not one of his peeps.
No, and like I think it was my brother during his singles run and his first TNA run and stuff.
Yeah.
My brother was like really into it, and I was like, all right, and I sort of gave it a go, and I was like, actually, yeah, he's actually as good as everybody else says he is.
Yeah, because of that period when people were like, oh, Christian should be main eventing in 2005 WWE, and they were like, oh, what you got?
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, no, we've got John Cena and Randy Orton. Like,
Yeah. Nah. But then, him going to TNA was the best thing he could have done because he got refreshed, and then because he wasn't great to begin with in TNA, then he got that upper level, and then he came back. and went to ECW and Sci-Fi. And then he was able to go that level and have the Randy Orton series,
Yeah, that was
which I'll
great.
always have Christian for.
That was great.
And he is still due one more match.
Okay.
Years later.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much for the Reese's Pieces. Be sure to send us your suggestions to...
Mailbag at cultaholic.com. Sorry, I thought you were... Sorry.
You did it last time.
Mailbag at cultaholic.com.
Yay.
It's Cultaholics.
And the big question is, how successfully will AEW compete with WWE?
It's a tricky one, isn't it?
It is. That's why I've
'Cause
saved it till last.
Because everyone's well excited, and understandably so. And I'm not going to be one of those people who get some people's back for being excited about it, because it is exciting, especially with this TNT thing. But
You need a pinch of reality every now and then.
how is it going to do?
Like
it's
the
tricky.
thing is, it's a new show. I saw somebody on Twitter this morning when I woke up who was going like, just because it's AEW doesn't mean you can't. You've got to go the same way. He was like running down wrestling journalists, basically saying that you've got to treat it the same way as you treat WWE. If ratings are down in that first few months, it's like, no, like you don't understand. It's a new TV show, so ratings are going to be a bit all over the place until they settle. Once they settle, that's when you can start to judge how it's going to be. But
Right.
I think it's just like, it's going to take time. It's going to take time for them to become a credible alternative. They're always going to be an alternative, but to become a credible threat and somebody like a major player, I think it's going to take, you're looking at a year or two.
Yeah. That no wrestling company's best year is their first year,
No.
just entertainment-wise.
I was about to say, though, entertainment-wise,
Sorry, I mean, watching it as a fan and going, yay,
because
it's
I
gonna be
reckon
Rocky and
this is
whatever.
really unique, though, because they've already got a fan base.
I
It's
think-
so strange.
It could go
right.
the other way. Yeah, it could be huge.
They've got
first
so
year,
much
and
hype,
then
and then it
take
might
off.
fizzle or
But
take off. Like, yeah.
Surely the hype is the fact that the idea of it happening.
Yeah.
And it did happen. It was great.
Yeah.
Now to do it on a regular basis, those are two different things.
How do you keep the hype?
right?
Right.
And
How do
there is a
you, how do you
point
not
where-
just get hype?
but
how do you stay hype?
by going back in time?
By signing Mojo.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to get to a point where they can't just have those guys trading wins and doing stuff that, they're going to be the equivalent to,
Well, this-
Hogan in 2000.
Right.
The thing as well is, it's like it's all about changing the wrestling world for the better and everything. But what's going to happen to Ring of Honor? What's going to happen to Impact? What's going to happen to all these smaller companies? Because I think once there's two companies on the horizon, and especially with AEW utilizing a lot of independent talent, I think it means that Ring of Honor is going to become a much smaller company if it even continues at all, which would be a massive shame to lose Ring of Honor. I think eventually we may see AEW take that partnership with New Japan over Ring of Honor if it
That
gets
is
big enough.
speculation, I've
And it's like, I don't want to lose Ring of Honor. I don't really want to lose Impact, but I just see AEW causing some unnecessary, unplanned, like complete accidental. It's not really their fault. It's just the interest is going to be so heavily diverted toward them, and all of the upcoming talent's going to want to go to either AEW or WWE. It's going to turn these
gonna be a
companies,
duopoly.
these viable companies, into like stepping stones. And so we're never going to see a consistent, because Ring of Honor's having a bit of a rough period, I think it's fair to say, and it's because people are
past
sort of
5 years.
stepping through it, and yeah, like it's just been like Impact's not consistent. There's no, it's just like it worries me what's going to happen to the rest of the American indie scene, like when AEW becomes a major deal.
All the good ones will come over here, do well, and then WWE will sign them.
I wonder if it might, because it's very interesting. Yeah, I never really, because at the time, I don't know what the indie scene was like, or if it was even really a thing during the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah.
So there's no telling whether it's gonna. Maybe it'll lead to another wrestling boom. Maybe there'll be more indies just because
Well, that's
wrestling's
it,
more
yeah.
popular. It's really
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe more kids will want to be wrestlers. Don't do it.
I mean, you see, it happened in Britain with the wrestling boom over here, with ICW in Progress taking off and getting bigger. More and more companies started, and it's still going on. There's still more companies popping up all over the country, but it's it goes one of two ways, and it's either gonna like strangle it a little bit accidentally, or it's gonna flourish.
What do you think, Matthew?
I think it'll be dependent on the fans, because it doesn't matter how many wrestlers there are,
Yeah.
or great wrestlers to book, or anything like that, or if we signs them all. It's going to be if those fans are willing to stick with them. That's why companies like NCL are staying around, because the fans are so devoted and loyal to them,
Yeah.
regardless if it's Sugar Duggan in the crowd, or it's Conor Renshaw, a local lad, or anything like that.
Sunderland.
And that's Sunderland. And that's a thing that these guys already have.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm happy to like them. I'm also going to be happy to rip the piss out of them when it goes wrong, because that's what life is. That's obviously something I'll try and preach to everybody. Enjoy it while it's good and laugh at it while it's bad.
Yeah.
And these guys have got Aja Kong at the show.
Yeah.
The stress.
Yeah.
Aja Kong.
did
Pac.
Name
two.
Chima from Dragon Gate.
Oh, it was Shima.
I know we recently. Shima. We recently.
actually, you know what? Why am I trying to correct you about
We
Japanese
recently
names?
got into
Yeah.
a bit of confusion about what Pachi should say on a voiceover, and I thought it was Seema. And
They
it
call
turned out to
themselves
be
the
Shima. It turned out to be
OWE
Shima,
lads.
Yeah.
And now I've gone too far to correct myself, and I've gone for Chima. So Chima's going to be there.
Chima.
Yeah.
Tony Chimel.
Apparently he named himself after his favourite car.
What?
Seema.
I thought you meant Tony Chima. I was like, what?
Yes, the Ford Tony Chimel. That's what I thought you meant as well. I was like, what?
You can tell we're getting the end of the podcast.
Our driver, 2004 Justin Roberts.
It goes like, but yeah, so like I said, I agree with what that guy said before. Just because it's something like this, can't get too hype with it. But that's what you do with things you do like. You do ignore the negatives and want it because people do want to like it.
Yeah.
I think you,
and
need, you need to give it a grace period unless it's like catastrophically bad. It needs that sort of window of like,
And I don't think
okay.
it looks like it's going to be catastrophically bad. They're saying the right
We
things.
could only hope, right? Yeah, so what was the last issue last time? At the All or Nothing. The fact that they went way over time.
All in.
And they had no idea.
All in.
Yes.
Okay.
What'd I call it?
All or
All
nothing.
or nothing.
That James Bond video game.
I'll be the
That's everything
2-in-1
or nothing.
DVD pack of
Yeah.
All or Nothing.
It did go well.
Oh, yeah, All or Nothing. This is James Bond.
Everything or nothing. Sorry, it was everything or
Yeah.
nothing.
Anyway, the first one they did,
Yeah.
the issue they had with the time management.
Bandido's doing a flip. See you later. Bye.
Yeah, because some wrestlers went over time, Mike's goal, and so they literally had a 10-minute main event.
And
were literally-
Okada, Skull got so much flack for that.
Yeah.
And Okada's there going so slowly. They're both
Yeah.
quite slow wrestlers, deliberately so.
Yes. So they literally had to end it like, oh, thank you very much. Good night.
Look at Nick Jackson. Whoa!
Well, it's actually fitting that they had to end it that way. Now they've wound up on TNT because that's how Nitro used to end every
Yes.
week.
Folks, we're out of time.
Oh my god!
Stay
I
tuned for
made
an
the
all-new
Oh,
Courage the
yes.
Cowardly Dog.
I'm excited
Yeah.
though. I think it's exciting times.
And I'm excited that they're going to fly us out there, and we're going to have to say good things, or we're not going to get flown out again.
We're not going to get flown back.
Imagine
Just, like, leave
you
us
get
there.
your ticket to
We'll
go
have
home.
Just three heads in
after
the
we've
desert. in the
reviewed all of
sand.
your
Comrades like,
content.
here's your tickets. Oh, God, to reach them. Oh, it's like that, is it?
What comes to Vegas stays in Vegas. That's us because we'll rip
Ooh.
up our tick. Yeah.
Sounds really dramatic. The last ever podcast you'll ever see from these three gentlemen. That comes to the
Ross's
end.
one-man show next time.
The viewership just goes up like that. Like, oh, no. Hi, I'm Ross. These are me pants. Sam, anything to plug?
You can follow me on Twitter at LessDefined. Jackie boy!
At Jack the Jobber on Twitter. Matthew?
At NCL Wrestling
For North, yeah.
for North Wrestling.
North Wrestling.
For your North Wrestling needs. And like I said, we will be there at StarCast at Double or Nothing. Not confused with All or Nothing. It's not for event. It's got nothing to do with anything. And so we'll see you there. And if not, you can wait 2 weeks and see us on YouTube. As always, go to patreon.com/Cultaholic to give us money. And cultaholic.com/mailbag to give us questions.
Mailbag.com. Mailbag at cultaholic.com for the mailbag.
Mailbag.com.
You almost made it as well. You were doing so well.
Ta-da! Actually,
You almost did it. You almost did it.
doesn't matter. It's in the podcast. Do the thing. We put our hands together and grab the balls. Join us.
Join us.
Do this, see if you see us. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow Cultaholic on Twitter at Cultaholic, and you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do, you can pledge to our Patreon at patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe, and don't forget, join us.